Let's start this with a prayer. Dear Father, I thank you for this day and this opportunity to be used as a vessel to let your people know that you are available, able, and ready in the name of Yeshua from Nazareth. We're going to cut this bread, Job 8 through 13, and this is coming from the Message Bible for all you thumpers. All I want is an answer to one prayer, a last request to be honored. Let God step on me, squash me like a bug, and be done with me for good. I'd at last have the satisfaction of not having blasphemed the holy God before being pressed past the limits. Where's the strength to keep my hopes up? What further do I have to keep me going? Do you think I have nerves of steel? Do you think I am made of iron? Do you think I can pull myself up by my bootstraps? Why, I don't even have boots. And this is Job replying to Eliphaz. So you gotta know Job, right? You don't know Job? Job had everything. Job was a straight baller. Like, kids was straight, land was straight, money was straight, all of that was straight. And then all of a sudden, there's this discussion in heaven. And, the devil's whole point in life really is to be like, God's wrong. He's going to go back on his word. He's not going to come through, whatever it is. God allows Satan to strip Job, but not take his life. So everything, strip. So here goes Job, and he's just like, dang. And I've told this story before, but now it has a different meaning because I got stripped. Oh my gosh, I got stripped. It's funny that I could laugh at that because the joy of the Lord is my strength. And knowing that I could rest in him and he got it, like, you'll see why it makes sense at the end. So Job is in this state. Everything has been stripped. And here comes this supposed to be his guy. And it's basically like, yo, you did something that just didn't happen for no reason. You better go ahead and whatever. Job's wife too. Like, don't nobody want to hear none of that. I'm going through. I just lost everything. He ain't even got no strength to do anything because it's hit after hit after hit after hit after hit. And who has he got? Nobody. But he knows that God is good, and he's literally at this point where it's like, God, before I get here, please just take me out because I don't want to be disrespectful to you in any way, shape, or form because I really know who you are. I felt it. I felt Job's pain. I felt it. So I started doing this job, crisis stabilization. It has been 5 weeks. I ain't got no paycheck. I don't hustle. I don't sell coochie. I don't do scams. I don't rob nobody. Like, okay. No sweat. I done been in a spot where I done had $17 in the bank, but I had a job. I got a job. Yeah, I knew I was going to get paid in like 5-6 days. Difference, right? So that starts happening. Then, the panic attack happened first. Because I'm working with kids, because I'm trying to make a difference, because I'm trying to promote growth and encourage some light in some dark places. So that happens. So what? Attack on my body, finances. And when I'm talking about finances, like, so I ain't had no paycheck. And when they do run me a paycheck, it's probably going to be for some bucks. Like $50. I'm working for the lowest wage ever in my life because I'm doing something that I want to do. Okay, all my bills is late. Look, if they come to repo my car, it's a wrap. My phone bill's overdue. Like, it's literally everything. The check engine light comes on in my car, and this is a new car. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Okay. I gotta maintain. Then I have this guy that I dated like a year ago pop up at my house on Saturday. Today is Wednesday. So last Saturday he popped up and he was literally, I don't even know if there's like a moment before you get raped, what that would be called, right? But him trying to aggressively force me into his car. Talking about, I know you've been waiting on me. I seen you in traffic. You didn't even see me. Look, I'm like, dude, don't do this. Don't do this. This ain't what you want to do. And he's drunk, though. And whatever is possessing him is waiting for the opening for me. But you know, look, I go in the crib, I get the gun, I come downstairs, because at this point, this fool is at the door, pounding on the door. Tanya, let me in, I need you. I ain't seen dude in a year. I let him go. He found something else. Okay, cool. Told me, great. Was I supposed to be better? Whatever. Literally holding my gun at the door like, if you don't get away from my door, I'm going to shoot you. Leave me alone. Let me in. All crazy. So, you know, he got to get walked off the property. Okay. Then it's like, where I come from, you just can't play with people's families, and they take that really serious. So I have to make a decision. How, who, where, you know what I'm saying? How? The best decision for me was to go to the police, but listen, I don't think I'll ever do that again, because to have it like, kind of like, oh, it's just a disorderly, you know, conduct. He came to my house. He was attempting to violate me. So now I'm feeling some type of way, and I'm like, oh my gosh, God, if it was this thing and this thing and this thing and this thing. I said, God, do you remember that one time when I had like no money and I got out the car and I started snapping on you and I was like, F, woo, 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 woo. I said, God, I'm right there. I'm right there, because this is being pushed, because everything that could possibly happen is happening. And for me, like, I've been broke before. I've been homeless before. I've been helpless before. I've been without a car. I mean, it's been a minute, but you know, like, I've been there. So God had told me about Job and all of this before these situations started happening, to prepare me, because within the last, like, I want to say 3 weeks, it's escalated. Not even that. It's not even that long. But it's like, boom, 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 boom. What am I supposed to do? However, I learned that, like, being in this spot, you got to know that you ain't got enough strength. You got to know that you're being pressed beyond what you can handle. And Job is a prime example of somebody who was faithful to God. Even if his kids was out here doing whatever, Job was still hollering at God, like, God, please protect my kids. I don't know if they did something to disrespect you or offend you, but, you know, don't hold it against them. Being that type of person. And I'm the type of person where I got to keep it a buck with God. I don't have to keep it a buck with nobody else, but, like, I got to keep it a buck with God, because then he holds me accountable. Like, okay, Tanya, so all of this happened. What would you normally do? I'd throw fits. I'd sit and overeat. I'd sulk. Like, oh. But then part of me would just start hustling. Oh, and I got fired from Instacart. So it's like, I be having my hand in legit things, but, you know, I'm not going to DoorDash for $2.50 to go 10 miles when gas is $4 a gallon for an order from Chipotle. But Job, I get it though. Him being in a spot where it's like, I'd rather have God stomp me out than disrespect him. I was there because I was pushed to my points. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, there's nobody I call but God. Am I going to call the bank? They going to promise me fake money that I don't have? Am I going to call a man that I don't have and be like, hey, I need this money? Am I going to call somebody like, can I borrow some money? Like, dang. I mean, I might have to. Like, but to be in this position, and I have not been in this position in so long. And God being like, I really want to see what your character is like. When it's hitting the fan, like, are you standing 10 toes down? Is your foundation me? So Job had to come to a point where He was like, I'm being pressed beyond my limits. I don't know if I have strength to keep hope up, because it's thing after thing after thing. That it's the same thing. We go through the same things, but it's like, how do we handle it? When I got fired from Instacart, my cousin was in the car with me, and I know he felt bad. Like, dang, cuz you got fired. Right? But I started laughing like, come on, man. This ain't it. And I love that, like, I don't have Debbie Downers like Job had. Eliphaz was, oh, you had to woo, 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 woo. My cousins, my brother, listen, my brother's full of knowledge, full of wisdom. I know I could, holla at my brother, but it wasn't about my brother. My cousins, them pouring into me and being like, look, man, you got this. This ain't the first time you've been here. Really lifting me up in a situation, but God using them to be like, look, you see how your story turned out different? You're going through all of this stuff, but you ain't got nobody being like, man, you just better go ahead and just take this L. Ooh. Nobody said that. God wouldn't let me take the L. God wouldn't let me be defeated because I came through on a panic attack. I came through when I was in a panic mode when this nigga was trying to attack me. And I could have shot him. But I don't want to move like, I want to let God have the vengeance. What I'm going to pop him, do going to be, you know what I'm saying? That I'm dealing with the police and all this extra stuff that I don't want. It don't work like that. You got to know that the enemy's coming, and if it's shot after shot after shot, like, why is he trying to hit you so hard? Now, Job he said, do you think I have nerves of steel? What do you think I'm made of? I ain't got nerves of steel no more. I used to when I was hurting. But now I got a heart of flesh. And when things happen, like, I call on God, like, look, it's getting too much. It's getting too much. It's getting out of control. But I know where to find my strength. Job didn't, you know what I'm saying? In that moment, he was just like, dang, dang, dang. I ain't dang, dang, dang. I'm like, bang, bang, bang. Enemies coming. I'm knocking you out with what God has given me. The strength, the courage, the power, the authority, the dominion, the peace, the joy, the understanding, the wisdom. Come on, man. Listen, sometimes it ain't always the enemy. Sometimes it's decisions that we make. Because had I listened closer, I probably wouldn't have took this job that doesn't pay me for a whole 8 weeks. But I wouldn't be doing something that I love. And working with these kids and trying to feed into them, like, I'd try to kill me too if I was a hater. I would. But God is able. He is bigger than anything that we could ever possibly think or imagine. And there is no problem that, you know what I'm saying, he ain't got an answer for. It's God. I like it because I had always told God, like, look, God, you want me to change my life? You better scare me. Right? And this scared me. It scared me because, and I'm just talking about this whole attack, because God had been asking me to fast for, 3-4 years. Give me 3 days, Tanya. Today I finished my fast. 3 days. And I seen how urgent and pertinent it is that the flesh die and the spirit man increase. It's a whole spiritual battle. Because those things hit me. I mean, even that dude, like, whatever was in him that was trying to get to me was looking for an okay, like, oh yeah, you want this. They didn't want it. And that's just how you got to know how it's going to be. Like, this enemy don't want the full you. Because when you realize who you are, ain't nobody stopping you. And it doesn't matter what it looks like. Because you might think, oh my gosh, she got her life all together. She rolling with, Yeshua. She holler at God every day. Whoa, what? That makes me exempt from being a human being? Nah, I just choose to talk about it with the hopes that you would holler at God. Because at the end of the day, you can't pull yourself up by your bootstraps if you ain't got no boots.